Yeah, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the Arm Farm Kitchen. Welcome back to Steele's Meals. I got something super special for you guys today. We're doing a chicken cheesesteak club sandwich. That's right, you heard me, a chicken cheesesteak club. I was thinking to myself the other day, I was like, you know what? Cheesesteaks get a bad rap. You can't have them every day. They're bad for your health. So I was like, how do we make that healthy? How do we make that better? I want to enjoy cheesesteak every friggin' day of the week, right? So this is sorry about that. I've been watching a lot of Mayor of Easttown. That's my Philly accent. Some people say it's more Delco. I don't really know. I'll let you guys be the judge. By the way, that's gonna start a huge debate. Anyway, welcome back to Steele's Meals. As I said, we are doing a chicken cheesesteak club today with some sweet potato chips. And those sweet potato chips are seasoned with everything but the seasoning. As usual, I want to start out by thanking you guys, all my followers, everybody that's watching and following along with me. I really appreciate all the support. I love all the ideas that you guys give me when I'm asking you questions. Just keep on sharing, keep on posting, keep on hashtagging Steele's Meals. I want to see what you guys are cooking. I want to hear some ideas of what you want me to cook. Let's be as interactive as possible so we can make this as much fun as possible. So the last thing, I don't know if you guys heard the news, we are now the unofficial nutritionist for town. That's right, Guy Fieri himself sent me this t-shirt. So as the unofficial nutritionist of Flavortown, how do we bring Philly to Flavortown? That's right, we go with a cheesesteak, but we're doing our healthy twist with the chicken cheesesteak club and some sweet potato chips. Let's get cooking. First and foremost, let's get your bacon ready to go so we don't have to worry about it later. So either if you fry it up in a pan, that's totally fine. I recommend using a sheet pan. Take your bacon, lay it on the sheet pan, make sure there's like an inch apart from each of them, and I do it in the oven at 380 for about 18 to 20 minutes, and just keep checking on it to make sure it's brown. Now we're gonna get our sweet potato chips ready, our everything bagel seasoned sweet potato chips. These things are straight fire. So the process goes like this. We're gonna take our sweet potato and cut it into really, really thin pieces, chip pieces. Then we're gonna soak our chips in a bowl, okay? You're gonna pour water over them like so and let that sit for 20 minutes. After you have them soaked, we're gonna take the bowl, we're gonna dump out all that water. Take your chips, we're gonna toss them onto a towel or a paper towel to dry them out. Once they're dried out, get them back into a dry, clean bowl, all right? Don't use the same bowl that you soaked them in, or if you do, dry it out. While these are in here, we just need to lightly dust it with the olive oil. Not a lot, just enough to help them crisp up. Toss them around. Once there's an even coating on the entire thing, each chip should be coated. We're gonna hit it with that basic dish seasoning that everybody loves so much, that everything but the bagel sesame seasoning. This is what everyone's talking about. Everyone's TikToking about it, and now we're using it. See, we're hip, we're trendy.
I'll whip it, nay.
Salt for taste. And pepper. Mix it up. Our air fryer is preheated to 400 degrees. We let it run for about 3 minutes to get it up to heat. Pull it out, hit it with a little spray, little olive oil spray to keep those chips from sticking. Now we're gonna space them out evenly. Do not put them on top of each other or right next to each other. They will not crisp up. They will not be good. You will not be bragging to your friends about it. Space them out evenly, let them fry. So while our sweet potato chips are in the air fryer cooking, we're gonna get our condiment ready. So if you're from Philly, then you know you gotta put ketchup on your cheesesteak. If you don't put ketchup on your cheesesteak, then you're not from here, all right? That's what we do, that's the best way to eat it. But we're gonna take it up a notch. We're making a cheesesteak club, so it's gotta be a little bit different. We're gonna spice things up today. We're gonna start out with our no sugar added ketchup with 2 tablespoons. Up next, we're going with a half a tablespoon of our hot pepper relish, the hoagie spread. And we're gonna finish it off with a half tablespoon of Dijon. Once it's all in there, just mix it up really well. Put that in your fridge and let it sit there and chill while we get the rest of the stuff ready. So these have been going for 15 minutes. We've been checking on about every 3 to 4 minutes, making sure they're not burnt Once they are done, we want them to look something like that. They are starting to crisp up, and they will get crispier the longer you leave them out. So that's what we're going for. So up next, it's time for the main attraction. It's time for the star of the dish. We need that chicken meat, all right? So for that, we're gonna start by sauteing our shallots off. We have sliced these shallots extra thin, all right, just like reminiscent of what an onion and a cheesesteak would be like. We're just replicating it with shallots. So we got our pan heating up. We want it about medium heat. We want these to go nice and slow so that the sugars get brought out. That way you get the caramelization. The shallots simmering like that, we're gonna take our sugar substitute. You can use real sugar. We got Swerve. Take a sprinkle, just a sprinkle. Throw that over the onions. Stirred all that sugar up into those shallots. What that's gonna do, it's gonna bring out that caramelization. Now we're talking about that sweet, sweet bite. We're gonna throw that on top of the sandwich and it's gonna blow you away. That's what we're talking about here. That's the difference maker, is these guys right here. We want them to be nice and crispy, a little brown, all right? That's the goal. All right, so this is how you want your shallots to look. We want that nice crispy outside, that soft inside. That's that caramelization happening. That's the magic right there. We get these onto a plate with the rest of them. Once your shallots are done, we're gonna use the same exact pan. Do not clean it out. We're gonna put that back over heat with that grease and stuff in there. Take your olive oil, add just a little bit more. So with that oil nice and hot, we're gonna take our shaved chicken, our frozen shaved chicken, and throw in a hefty amount. Yeah, and now it's time to get like the favorite cheesesteak shop from the neighborhood, all right? You take your big spatula and you just stab this stuff down. You wanna cut nice little bites out of here. That's the goal. You wanna make this as reminiscent of your favorite neighborhood joint, whether that's D'Alessandro's, Pat's, Gino's, even though they stink. Just chop this bad boy up. Once you get it all chopped up, you got a nice and clean cut, all right? We want it shredded. We want little tiny pieces. But now we're gonna season it just a little bit. So we got our garlic powder, a little sprinkle. Just salt and pepper after that, all right? Salt, pepper the same. And then keep mixing that up, keep cooking that off. Once your chicken is done cooking, it's white throughout, there's no pink left, it might be starting to brown up a little bit. We wanna scoop it in to the middle of the pan, all right? A nice pile of chicken there, okay? We're gonna take 3 slices of American. 3 slices of American cheese. I know it's not the healthiest, but we gotta make this thing right. Line the chicken. Button.
Who?
Once your cheese is melted, we want it to look like that. It's starting to sink through all the cracks and crevices in that chicken there. Just scoop it off onto a plate. So we got everything here, we got everything ready to go. It's time to plate and celebrate. Now this is a very delicate process, okay? This is a chicken cheesesteak club. We cannot get it wrong or we will be laughed out of town. So we're gonna take our bread, we toasted some whole wheat bread. Okay, take your sauce that we made together and do a nice layer on the bottom. Up next, chicken. A hefty amount of chicken. Next, we're going bacon. After that, we got avocado, 3 slices or so. That was 4. Shallots. Bread. Double layer. 1. Both sides.
Oh, you bet.
Oh, we bet. Repeat the same process. Chicken. Bacon.
Bacon.
Shallots. And we're skipping the avocado. On top, we're going with some hearts of romaine, that dark green, get that little crisp, crunchy, crispy crunch. After that, we take our last piece of bread, get a liberal amount of our sauce, put it on there. It's sugar-free. It's just hot pepper relish and sugar-free ketchup. A little bit of Dijon, it's not gonna kill us. Push that down on top. Now, let's make this a club sandwich. We got our toothpicks right here. These are improvised a little bit. These were not fancy toothpicks with like the frilly ends. These are just broken sticks. But we make work with what we have. So we got 4 triangles. We're gonna box this thing out, okay? It's like a diagonal, both sides, all right? Geometry, huh? On 2 ends, we're gonna make this a little fancy schmancy. I got these little hot cherry peppers that we love on cheesesteaks. You go to D'Alessandro's, they got these in jars. These ones are stuffed with a little provolone and salam. Put that in there on top as a little garnish guy. Oof. Now that everything's put together, the toothpicks are in, we're gonna cut diagonally across the sandwich into 4 triangles. Move this to a plate, let's make it look pretty. Lay your sandwich out however you want it. I did corners of the plate, made it look all fancy schmancy. Take a handful of these chips. First off, listen to this. Air fried sweet potato chips, and they're unreal. Now let's dig in. So let's go for this guy. Let's take that garnish off of there and let's dig right in. Wow. I mean, the first bite you get is that caramelized shallot. You taste that sweetness right out of the gate, but then you get that nice chicken with that American cheese melted all over it, and the crunch from the bacon. I mean, that's an incredible bite. That sauce comes through with a little bit of tang, a little bit of spice. That's ridiculous. And then you wash it down with everything but the chip. This is one of the better things I think I've ever made. I know you might be skeptical. Give this one a shot. The flavors are through the roof. Thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you next week down the Arm Farm.